welcome to TA Outdoors. This is a special episode. We're here at the Bushcraft Camp and I'm with my dad Graham.
The old boy.
The old boy's with us, and it is December time, it's winter time, well into winter now. We've had our traditional British rain that's come in, all the wood is damp, we've got the fire going. Dad's been out foraging for wood with the anchor lamp.
Yeah.
And we're just going to cook up some fish, I believe. What are we cooking up?
Yeah, we've got whiting. I've been fishing recently, went out on my boat at High Sea Drift. If you watch our fishing channel, you'll probably see the upcoming film. And caught some really big whiting and a big cod. But I figured, Mike said we want to cook some fish. I thought, well, I've got the whiting, literally caught, well, day before yesterday. It's been gutted, it's cleaned, in the fridge, ready to go.
And
how are we going to cook it?
We're going to probably cook it on the embers, I think, today. There's obviously there's obviously different methods of ways that you can cook the fish, but we've got the fire pit burning away a treat here. Some good heat coming off that, isn't there?
I've got no hair on the back of my hands at the moment. It's all singed off.
Yeah, so we've got it all going. It's going to get a good bed of embers down before we cook, and we're just going to wrap it in tin foil, I believe, aren't we?
I think so. Yeah, I've brought some bits and pieces with me, yeah, and give it a go. You know, it's just it's pretty well dark now. It's coming in dark.
Yeah, it's not late. It's winter time. It's just coming in up to about dinner time anyway. What do you think of the camp so far then, Dad? I think it's
a lot of sawing, a lot of hand sawing. I can't tell you how many bits
with a little saw like that.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, everybody likes a camp. I like a camp, but I like camp and fishing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm close to it because it's camp and fish in a minute.
Yeah, you just need the rod and a lake.
A lot of people don't seem to use those pressure lamps now.
No,
they're be what, 100 years old?
Well, we've been taking it fishing. If you check out our other channel, YouTube channel, Totally Awesome Fishing or TA Fishing, we actually take that beach fishing, which I believe is a traditional thing that you guys did.
Years ago, there were no battery headlamps. You know, like you have the camping cave type head torches. They weren't available then. So we had what we call a pressure lamp, and it basically runs on paraffin. You can get different types, but it's paraffin in the bottom of a sealed container. You pump air into it, which pressurizes that container and forces the paraffin up a central stem, and you have to preheat that with methylated spirits, that stem, to sort of vaporize the fuel. When the fuel goes through a fine mantle, which you know you can see it's very, very bright, it's up to about 400 candle power. It's brilliant.
It's really impressive. I mean, we've got a camera light here as well today, and I'd say it's matching that of our big camera light. So it is really impressive. I am really impressed with it.
It's at least 30 years old. Okay, so there we got a really nice whiting caught out deep. I've taken the guts out already. So what we're going to cook this in, I think, is an easy way of doing it. Piece of silver paper, cooking foil, what they call it in other countries, I don't know. Just keeps the ash off the embers. But bonus wise, I'm going to, just to make it a little bit better. Now listen, we've just rushed out doing this. You can get tiny little containers, and you can just put some butter in, can't you? And you can do all that and put it in your backpack. You don't have to bring the whole shebang. But I'm just doing it because we couldn't find where the wife had put all the small containers. So what I'm going to do is that will melt in there as well. I've got here some lemon juice. I'm going to put it all in a body cavity because remember it's going to stay inside this silver foil. Well, it will do, hopefully. And as they say, season to taste. Bit of salt and pepper. Again, you could bring a tiny little container like the old film canister containers when we used to go like camping out years ago when I was a kid. This is 50 years ago. Was film canister containers, 35mm film canister containers. We used to do that. Now, this is so simple, it's ridiculous. No ash on the fish. Fold it over like a little parcel. That's all we need. Wait till those embers die down, rather than the flame and the smoke. Just roll it loosely and hopefully that butter will melt in there and keep it nice and moist. I think it's time to get it on the fire. Now, just a tip, guys. Being a fisherman, I can tell you this because I do know about fish. It cooks really fast. That is very, very hot. There's a lot of smoke in it at the moment, so I'm going to let it burn down. And wrapped up like this, it should be okay. But your best bet really is to let that go even a little bit forward. I'll rake it apart, just get to those hot embers and try and get it level like that. And then I'm just going to lay the fish on there. Don't want to get my fingers burnt, so I'm using the end of this stick. It's got a curve in the end of it to hold it. And too late now. That butter is definitely going to melt. Well, we've got the fish going.
and I think we've got to cook it, what, 10 minutes or so?
I reckon about fish that size, pound and a half, 4 minutes each side.
Oh really? That's
the benefit. So you've got silver paper.
Yeah.
If that was just cooking on the embers, which you can do, you wouldn't be turning it because it would just break up and you'd be eating the fire. At least with this, we can ease it over and do the other side should we so want. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's when you're out here. Well, when I'm out, I've just done an overnighter recently. The video's on my channel. It's probably the video before this one. I do get a lot of questions, kind of, you know, what do you do with all that time? Because winter time, it's dark here by 4. What do you do all the way through until when you go to bed at like 10, 11 o'clock?
15 hours of dark?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I'm at my camp, I keep myself occupied and just tinker around with things at the camp and think about what ideas I can tweak, what I can add to the camp. You know, little things like that. I mean, what do you sort of do if you're night fishing or something like that? Or?
There's loads of time to think, and that's why people like going out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're in a town, you've got a stressful lifestyle, or you've got a job that's quite demanding, it's quite nice just to get out there. Now, obviously, I'm a fisherman, I do get out there, but I've done all the staying overnight stuff. Not, I have to say, in just a camp. It's always been a camp for fishing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not as it's not Las Vegas. This is Las Vegas compared with where we used to go. This is, you know, really solid. You could be in a storm with this one.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got plenty of time to think, to basically go through everything that you want to think about. And I'll tell you what is interesting. I mean, look, I'm going to be 66 hopefully this year. I've got plenty of things cooking around here. I could get your brains. There's been young guys out there, get your brains going. Now, here is a theory.
Theory time, we're going to call this.
Theory time.
Yeah.
It's not a rant, it's a theory. When my dad was alive, obviously we'd fish, and you'd be talking about, what's this? When is the end of the galaxy? That type of thing. Now, his theory was, right, all the oil that we are taking out of the ground, there's billions and billions and billions of metric tons coming out over all the years that man has discovered oil. It leaves a void underneath. You pump the oil out. He used to say that's replaced by underground water or seawater. If we have North Sea oil rigs,
yeah.
It replaces it. Wait for this one, guys. That has altered very slightly the Earth on its axis, and that's wrong. That's used to tell me that's why the weather is changing.
Ah, so global warming theory.
Well, no. Is it global warming? Is it all the carbon content, or is it the fact that man has taken so much void out of the ground underneath, and it's being replaced with oil, which is a totally different density to oil and water? Well, the old saying is, oil and water don't mix. There you go.
That's a valid point. I've got another theory as well.
Let's have another one.
That's a good one. So think about that one, guys. Comment as well.
Yes,
comment below.
What do you think?
I came up with a theory before about cavemen and living primitive, and you guys absolutely went mental in the comment section. It's brilliant. Like, in a good way. You were just expressing your opinions. I have another theory, and it might sound a bit strange, but I've actually monitored my sleep sometimes, as you do when you're a bit bored. I've monitored when I've sort of, throughout the month, when I've had good sleeps and when I've had really bad sleeps, and I've noticed, this is a personal thing for me, my inner primitive side definitely comes out on the full moon. I've noticed whenever there's a full moon,
Holy cow.
I'm not like werewolf, I'm not a werewolf, but what I'm saying is, I believe that I have really bad sleeps on a full moon because it goes back to my ancestry. It's in my DNA, your DNA, somewhere in our DNA, that the full moon meant that we would go out hunting. I would say you can see, it's when us as humans can see things easily, but it also means that if we're going out hunting, the predators, wolves, saber-toothed tigers probably back then, things like that, they can see you better as well. They would go out hunting as well. So it's just a theory. I always seem to get pretty naff sleeps on the full moon.
Yeah, I've agreed. I've always thought that. I tell you what, I've never had really great fishing on a full moon. I don't know why that is.
Is that because the predators are eating up all the prey fish?
Except for blue marlin, which eat yellowfin tuna, which eat squid, which are most active on a full moon. So there's one species that shoots that theory in the foot.
Well, we've a little bit of theory time for you there, guys. Something to stew on anyway.
Think about that holes in the ground that's being replaced with water where we've taken all the oil out. And the Earth's moved 1/4 degree, and that's enough to tilt the ice cap further towards the sun. It melts. I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what's as good as anybody's theory.
Yeah. Well, what I would say is comment below your thoughts on the matters, and also comment a suggestion for theory time for the next kind of episode, or when we come camping out here at the Bushcraft Camp or something like that. Comment what you would like us to maybe talk about, or if you've got any wacky theories out there.
I've got some. I've got
Yeah,
plenty.
we'll
all the
save
years.
some for now, but we've definitely got some more that we want to talk about. So
Yeah.
we'll keep it there for now. I think the fish is going to be ready
It's getting
to.
to be close.
Get-
Close to being done.
It's looking. The embers are lovely and warm there.
My fish stick's getting hot.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at this fish, get it down the hatch, and
Yeah,
then
gonna give
we'll
him-
probably make our way back home. So while Dad is tinkering around with the fire, putting some more stuff on there, I thought I'd give you a quick tour of the camp. This is originally my main shelter, next to the old anchor light here. I've still got a raised bed to put in that. Got my cooking crane up here, my pot with my pot hanger as well, and that works really well actually. Really pleased with that. Got that fire pit at the bottom there, and behind Dad there is my raised bed. Do you think it's warm down there, Dad?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. To be honest, when we came into the forest initially from outside, and it probably will freeze tonight, I said to Mike, when we were messing around straight away, I said it's absolutely, no question, it's a few degrees warmer inside the forest, and you can't say it's the leaves, because it's the winter. So it just must be the wood itself and the fact that no air movement can come through here, which is why we're choking in the smoke.
Yeah, it's very smoky now. But then over here, I've obviously, that's the entrance to the camp. Got more walls, lots of perimeter walls, and that's not to keep the zombies out, for those of you asking. It's actually to keep the wind out. And it works an absolute treat. That is my camp. Oh yeah, and a log store here, which I need to tinker around with. But I've got a dry section there. You see from the wood logs that go out there, and I've got another dry section under there. But I've got lots of little bits of work to do. But feel free to pop your suggestions in if you guys want to have a bit of an input or some sort of idea that you might change with the camp.
Look, you can see this steaming, guys. That fish is beautiful. Just get yourself, make a V of 2 sticks to lift it out with, and then it's supported. Oh my God, that is absolutely steaming hot. And we've got the butter melted in there as well. Beautiful. Where are those forks?
Well, it's tender enough.
It's broken up.
Falling apart, isn't it? I can smell the lemon.
That's better than the wife cooks at home, actually.
All right, it's good.
Pepper. I can taste the pepper.
Lemon's really good.
Lemon's a good one.
Yeah, lemon.
Yeah, exactly. We had whiting and cod the other night, guys, cooked in the kitchen. I joke not, the wife didn't cook it, I did. This is better. Now, why is that? Why is it better?
Fire. Natural fire, yeah. Coal and embers, proper embers.
That could be what it is.
You cannot. My burger
Because-
that I cooked the other day and my steak was awesome, and it's just. I definitely think it's because you cook on a proper flame.
That's weird. Well, I've got to say that fish is pretty good. Well, I would say that. I caught it myself.
It was very good. Yeah, it was nice.
But you guys out there, you know, I love that anchor lamp, that pressure lamp, I think that's what you call them. Does anybody out there in bushcraft, in camping, still use those pressure lamps? Because we seem to be battery and electric orientated. That is such a wonderful ambient light. It goes for like 5 or 6 hours, and I can turn it down. Let us know.
Yeah, thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I hopefully enjoyed it. A lot of you have said, get your old man at the camp, get your dad down to camp, but I've got him down to camp.
Yeah.
He's enjoying it so much I might struggle to get him away from camp now.
I like the heat.
I know where you'll be going when you argue with Mum now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Be under here.
Yeah, it's lovely. It is lovely and warm in here. But thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that malarkey. And we'll be back with another wacky theory, I'm sure, in a video coming really soon.
A theory and another cook-up.
And another cooker.
Yeah.